The April 28th, 2026 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will now come to order. Before the clerk reads the roll, I would like to wish Kelsey Sackett, who's leaving us, goodwill in her new job. Kelsey, thank you for your dedicated service. Good luck. Will the clerk please read the roll?
Ms. Barnhart. Ms. Barnhart is present. Ms. Bartholomew McCoy is excused. Mr. Baines. Mr. Baines is present. Mr. Colby. Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Dondorfer. Mr. Dondorfer is present. Mr. Keller. Mr. Keller is present. Chairman Mafucci.
Here.
Chairman Mafucci is present. Mr. McCabe.
Here.
Mr. McCabe is present. Ms. Smith.
Here.
Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Vasquez Simmons. Ms. Vasquez Simmons is present. Mr. Udelson. Mr. Udelson is present.
Will Legislator Keller please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Legislator Keller. Are there any speakers signed up for the public forum?
There's not.
Is there anyone here who would like to address the committee at this time? Great. The next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the minutes from the March 24th, 2026 meeting before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. The next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Mr. Chairman,
Legislator Udelson.
I move that we consider the agenda as a whole, with the exception of items number 114, 118, 120, 123, 124, and 125.
Moved by Legislator Udelson.
Second.
Second by Legislator Dondorfer. Any discussion?
Yep. I have 26-0114, 26-0118, 26-0120, 26-0123, 26-0124, 26-0125.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
We are on referral 26-0114, authorize a contract with Ontario Bus for bus transportation services for Monroe County early intervention and preschool special education programs.
Second.
Moved by Legislator Udelson, seconded by Legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Legislator Baines.
I have a number of questions and concerns. Through you, Mr. Chair, to the administration. Earlier at a prior committee meeting, we learned that there are 700 clients or young people currently being transported this year. Is that correct?
Through the chair, yes, it's actually 728 preschool children and an additional 74 early intervention children for this school year.
Okay, thank you. Through you, Mr. Chairman, this $20,805,000 contract has 4 additional one-year terms with an option to renew. Whose option is it to renew?
Through the chair, that would be us at the health department.
So the count would be the county's option through you, Mr. Chair.
Through the chair, that is correct.
Thank you. So my numbers are off, but when I divided 20 million by 700, I got 28,571 per student to transport. Now those numbers are off because I didn't understand that we had 2 buckets. We had the EI kids and the special ed. Through you, Mr. Chairman, are we transporting each child each day of the school year? Or do they go to these services once a week, twice a week, different numbers of times based on their IEP or whatever legal document they have?
Through the chair, there are 728 unique children this school year, but that some of them go 5 days a week, some of them go for the early intervention children, some of them go 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 days a week. Each child is unique.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. So based on the numbers, it's about 28,000 or 27,000 per student. Maybe 26,000, I'm recalculating here, per student. That's a concern, and that is so high. So my next question is, who bid on this work, this service for us? What other entities other than Ontario Bus Inc.?
Through the chair, there was one other company that responded to only 2 of our 11 clusters. Transpo was the name of the company.
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Chair. Are we allowed to subcontract with school districts which have their own bus fleets for their own children?
Through the chair, yes, we are. Prior to issuing this RFP, I reached out to every single school district to see if they would in fact do that, and we did not have anyone take us up on that offer.
Thank you. That's through you, Mr. Chair, a comment that's very, very disappointing to me for a number of reasons. So I'd like to explain my vote. Obviously, I spent 46 years as a teacher. I'm well aware of the high quality transportation services provided by our school districts. Their employees are very carefully vetted. They have healthcare plans. Many of them drive buses for many, many years, and they're held to very rigorous standards. And so, you know, when we sign a contract that's over 100, if you add it all up, it's 100 and maybe $5 million potentially with Ontario Bus. It's good to hear that it's our option. And I'd really like to speak to my local school districts as to why they wouldn't bid for this revenue. But so I'm quite concerned that we have a private entity that is transporting our most vulnerable students. And because public entities have, in my view, is my opinion, have a much stronger vetting process and quality control for their employees. So for this reason, just I'm willing to vote yes, but I'm not sure I can vote yes at the meeting coming up here when we take a look at this until I've done a little more research into this bus company and to this situation. So thank you. I yield.
And I actually have a quick follow-up question. So the amount of money, the $20 million plus is a not to exceed number. So, and you may not be able to explain this tonight, that's the most you will spend. Can you give us an indication of how it will be billed and whether there was a chance that the actual expenditure could be less than that?
Through the chair, this year we are transitioning to a cost per child rather than a cost per route. So that is how it will be billed. And our estimates are built on, you know, our numbers for the past several years usage. We are sure we're hopeful that it could be less than that number.
And how do you determine the cost per child?
Through the chair, the Ontario Bus Company responded to the RFP with a cost per child.
Okay, thank you. I look forward to getting a little more information before the meeting. Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any opposed? Seeing none, item carries. Next item.
Referral 26-0118, acceptance of funding from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance for the Shelter Arrears Eviction Forestallment Program.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Barnhart.
Yes, thank you. Through the chair to the administration, we have received this grant since October 2024.
Through the chair, yes.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, is this $2,151,000, is that additional money that we're getting, or is this the cumulative amount of money that we will have gotten?
Through the chair, it's the cumulative amount. The state extended the time of the allocation to normally it's a year, but they extended it. And we don't know if that's going to be in the future, but for this certain allocation, it was extended for 2 years.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, I'm sorry if I'm not reading this right. Are we getting additional funding then though for this program, or is this purpose of this to extend the time that we can spend these dollars?
Through the chair. So we had an original allocation in 2024 of the 1.4 million. Is that what it was? Maybe $1.1 million that we had originally until the end of that federal fiscal year to spend. We anticipated having that same amount in 2026, and that's what we put in our budget. Late last year or early this year, the state sent notification of a combined 2-year allocation where our second year allocation, the 26 allocation, was not the same as the 24. So this referral is to accept the balance. We had anticipated the same amount and we ended up getting about $20,000 more. So this is to accept that because in our 2026 budget, we did not anticipate having an amount different than the amount we had in the first year. So it does both. It extends the time, but it also gives us the extra appropriations that the new allocation provided from OTDA. Through the chair.
Thank you. So through the chair to the administration, so the extra appropriation is that $20,906.
Through the chair, that's correct.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, is there a way that you can tell us how many people have been served by these funds since the grant began?
Yep. Through the chair, I'll have to get the exact information, but we did just create some reports for Judge Barrett because a lot of this work happens in the EDRC. There were a little over 300 people served. And through the chair, I want to clarify, while this grant, we received this funding from the state in early 2024, we still had ERA funds here in Monroe. And so we used those funds through the end of September so that we could allocate those. So we've actually only been using SAFE funding since October of 2025 because we wanted to expend the ERA allocation first. And so the additional time from the state was timely for us to have more time to spend the funds in addition to the extra money. So again, about 300 people since October of 2025. We have, and that is a couple weeks old, almost 100 people still pending. We continue to accept new applications for this program every day. And we have spent over $1 million. I think it's 1.2 million since October. And the average payment is about $4,300 through the chair.
Through the chair to the administration, that's really great information. I'm wondering if you can share with the legislature the reports that you prepared for Judge Barrett.
Through the chair, yes.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 26-0120, acceptance of a grant from the New York State Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Services for the New York State Emergency Services IP Network Readiness Grant Program.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Legislator Baines.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm pretty ignorant about this stuff, so my questions will probably reflect that ignorance. The title of this is the IP Network Readiness. So what is the IP? What does that involve? Does that involve being able to identify people's distinct computer connection that they're communicating with?
Through the chair, no. So it's a general reference to the infrastructure that CAD, phone calls, and other data that's used by the 911 system from the time that a call is received to the time a call is dispositioned. It's essentially the pipe or the network that this information will travel on, with the thought process that today we're dependent on our center and several other centers around us, that if our system goes down, we can transfer calls, but we can't transfer all of the data from our CAD system to their CAD system then to handle it completely as if it were handled by our own. So imagine that this is the plan and the system to build out the pipe or the network for this future platform for a shared 911 resources.
Thank you. And just to follow up, to clarify a little more of the ignorance over here. So we're not using this to identify the source of calls or locating individuals or interacting with us. We're using this system. This is a full bore alternative or backup, like a redundancy type of situation, if I understand you correctly.
Correct. It'll be a standalone system that will connect 911 systems around the state, in theory, that will allow those connected 911 systems to essentially support each other if there were failures or lack of capacity to handle these calls on their own.
Excellent. Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral number 26-0123, amend the 2026-2031 capital improvement program and the 2026 capital budget to add a project entitled Server, Storage, and Network Equipment, authorize financing for the project.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Legislator Baines.
Are we bonding any of this spending? Through you, Mr. Chair.
Through the chair, yes, this referral is requesting authorization for financing.
So through you, Mr. Chair, what's the life expectancy of the equipment that we're buying?
Through the chair, the life expectancy is about 7 or 8 years.
And through you, Mr. Chair, so once, I think we've been through this drill before, so once we purchase it, we will establish the term of the bond to the kind of death date, if you will, of the technology. So it would be a 6 or a 7 year bond.
Yep, that's correct.
Thank you. I yield.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Item carries. Next item.
Referral 26-0124, amend the 2026-2031 capital improvement program and the 2026 capital budget to add a project entitled Replacement of Mobile Data Terminals and Related Infrastructure and authorize financing for the project.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion? Legislator Dondorfer.
Thank you, sir. Through you to the administration, can we have a list of agencies who will be benefiting from this project or receiving any of the equipment?
Through the chair, Richard Tantello, Director of Public Safety, we can provide that list to you.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Referral 26-0125, amend the 2026 budget salary schedule for flat and hourly employees.
Moved by legislator Udelson, seconded by legislator Vasquez Simmons. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
B is before D, so.
Legislator Baines.
I defer to my colleague from Penfield.
Legislator Dondorfer.
Well, thank you, sir. Through the chair to the administration, why is this change necessary?
Through the chair, this change is necessary with the move to Workday. We need to have a step schedule for all the salary schedules. We cannot select essentially a random number the way that we were able to in SAP.
Thank you for the assist from the attorney.
Yep.
Through the chair to the administration, does the legislature still maintain flexibility in its salaries? Example, can employees be placed at whatever step deemed appropriate?
Through the chair, yes.
Through the chair to the administration, can an employee be paid within the range but outside of the listed steps?
Through the chair, no. The steps are the requirement within the software of where people would need to be placed, of how they'll pull from the background.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, it seems like there are very large jumps and steps that would limit the flexibility of employee salaries. Can you explain why?
So through the chair, what we did was we took the range and then essentially divided up that range. Like, for example, if the range was 30%, each step jump is 3% because there's 10 steps. So we tried to equalize it as best we could. Some of the flat salary schedule range is kind of like a vestige of days of the past. Some of them have a really wide range. Some of them have a much smaller range. So we essentially did the best we could.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, can the legislature amend these steps to add more intervals in between the larger gaps?
Through the chair, they have the authority to, right? Yes.
Thank you. Through the chair to the administration, since it appears these steps would force employees onto one of the steps on this list, what if an office does not have a salary appropriations to force each employee into the listed steps? Are you now forcing employees to take pay cuts to fit into these steps?
Through the chair, nobody would lose money. The plan is to essentially put people at the step closest without going below unless people have a request to move people further down, which we said is within people's rights to do. But the cost associated that is in the referral, the $917.72 per pay period, that is the absolute highest that it could be because a lot of the people who are on these salary schedules are per diem, so they don't work every day or even every pay period for that matter. So we don't anticipate there to be a problem within departments to have to absorb this.
Excellent. Thank you. I will yield it back to Legislator Baines.
Legislator Baines.
My colleague from Penfield had a very comprehensive set of questions there. So I do want to clarify through you, Mr. Chair, that my understanding, which is that the $917.72 per pay period is the product of adjusting the numbers to fit into the computer program called Workday. Or another way of asking it, have any of these pay scales been altered to produce that increase?
Through the chair, no pay scales have been altered. The range is still remaining the same from the low end to the high end that was authorized with the 26 budget. This is only creating defined steps within that range.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the April 28th, 2026 meeting of the Ways and Means Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Ways and Means Committee will be on Tuesday, May 19th at 6 PM.